up, guys? Welcome back to Life of Drive. We have an incredible episode for you today. We are going back to Augment Rims, where I got these beautiful rims done, but today is nothing to do about my car. Today is all to do about Dan's 964 Turbo that he spent $1 million on with every upgrade possible, and we're gonna get every little bit of footage we can out of that 750 wheel horsepower monster. I even took the day off of work, guys, okay? The whole day off of work. This is not me. I work every day. I actually worked a little bit in the morning, I'm not gonna lie, but the rest of the day is all about this car. And man, you guys don't leave this channel until you watch this whole video, because you're gonna miss out on one of the most incredible 964 turbo builds I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, we're at the compound. We're gonna take the Porsche. Let's go. All right, guys, we're headed off to Augment Rims, but you have to hear a cold start. What would a video like this be without a Turbo S cold start? All right, guys, we're here. We're at Augment Wheel Company. I'm a little bit early. I'm early because I'm so excited. I can't wait to be in this car, to feel this car, to know what it's all about. But first,
tonight I'm feeling mean, I'm feeling mean.
we are here. Now we wait. You don't know how excited I am right now. There she is. Ooh, look at her.
It's just like a, so it's like a five bolt adapter. It goes on the car, so they're marked. So that's left rears, it should thread left. So then that threads down. And I designed this tool so that as you get ready to torque it, you torque it down.
Amazing.
So that threads down. So now imagine that's on the car. Now, to make sure that this nut never backs off, this crest is actually basically the same as a jam nut, but it's actually threaded. And now the insert here is threaded. So this is coarse thread, and now this is a fine thread, so that you can never rotate at the same speeds because of their different thread pitches.
Yep.
So now that threads out down into here and acts as a jam nut. So now this nut, if it tries to back out, it just jams against this nut, which will never rotate as well. So once that's on the car, that's locked down.
Wow.
And then that goes into this wheel. And then the back side of this wheel has provisions for the drive pins, and then these big pockets so that we could hide the studs from the original 5-bolt.
Wow. Incredible.
Yeah, kind of just a fun way to
GT rims for any car you want to put them on. All right, we're in the car. Alcantara, the dash. These steering wheels are like my favorite steering wheels of all time.
Yeah.
This looks like it's just meant to go. A seatbelt. Roll cage. How many PSI boost?
Right now it's tuned to 12 pounds. 12 pounds
pounds
max boost, makes 600 wheel, 550 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow.
Just as it sits right now.
Just as it sits. And then it can get up to...
Yeah, if I, so right now the clutch is not liking anything more than 550 foot-pounds, but this car has much more potential.
Oh, man. some things that are worth having.
So it's pretty bare bones, obviously.
Yeah, but it's so clean.
It was supposed to be a bit more sunny this morning, but
Yeah.
I guess it's coming this afternoon. But as long as it doesn't rain on us, who cares?
It'd be good, yeah. Goodness, that's fast.
Tonight I'm gonna pick myself a
It's
fight.
noisy, but it's not that fast. Yeah.
If some deserving dirtbag, a black eye, and if he swings at me, then I'll bust that sucker.
We're here with Dan from Augment Wheel Company. I am super excited. This car is absolutely insane. The first thing that I was kind of thinking about when you told me originally about how Augment Wheel Company came to be was stopping a corporate job for a passion. How's that turned out for you? Has it been worth it?
So far, so good. I mean, building a steady following and a good customer base, and just trying to put cool wheels on cool cars is really the motivation. And
That
because
should
it's
be the
so pure,
slogan, man.
Well, that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
I tell that to a lot of guys. Like, a lot of guys will ask me, what's the plan for the business? And it's not world domination. It's just working with cool people to put cool wheels on cool cars. When the vision is that pure, it's pretty easy to deliver, I think.
That's what it's all about. I started a gym, same reason. I didn't ever think I was gonna make millions of dollars running a small gym, right? And it's just not gonna happen. But I had a passion for helping people, a passion for lifting and training and all that stuff, and giving that back to people is what actually makes me happy. And I think more and more people are starting to figure out that it's not necessarily the things you have, but the experiences and the people that you kind of help and change along the way that really make the biggest difference in life. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. We have a 964 turbo, but this is built pretty much from the ground up, right? Like, you've done everything and anything. So tell us how this car all came to be.
Little Dan had a poster on his wall, just like a lot of guys probably watching this. And I had on my wall a Guards Red wide body Porsche with a whale tail. And that's all I remember. I don't know what it was, except back in that time, I suspect, this is probably in the 80s, I suspect it was a 930. But I don't remember that. I just remember on my wall having this car. So I needed it to be Guards Red, and then wide body with a whale tail. And then from there, that's where I started. Ended up having to do a number of sort of rebuild type things to almost every component of the car, just to get it driving and feeling like a bit more of a modern car. Air-cooled Porsches are great, but 70s and 80s technology, you got to appreciate we've come a long way in almost everything. Try to improve upon that was the goal, and that's kind of where the car is now.
All right, so 1970s chassis, where did you buy that from?
I bought it off a listing off Renlist, I believe, or Pelican Parts, one of the big Porsche forums. I recall it was in Delaware, so got a truck and a trailer, went and collected it, then brought it back up here, imported it.
964 body. That was a style you wanted?
Yeah.
Wide body, whale tail.
Yeah. So the chassis is a 77, but the body works 964 turbo. It's all metal stuff. 930 box rockers, whale tail. Just a kind of a mishmash of all of my favorite Porsche parts.
That's the kind of the beauty of it, right? Because they all kind of, one can blend into the other.
That's right. Yeah. Everything from the late 60s to even your car carries, a lot of the same styling and lineage. So
yeah,
a lot of the stuff's interchangeable. The only thing that's probably not Porsche anymore is the power plant.
So let's talk about that. That's what do they call that? The elephant in the room kind of thing. We got a big motor in the back there. Now, it's not an original Porsche motor, and from what you were telling me, the motor that you had was a bit tired, right?
Yeah, well, when I got this car, it was a 3.3 liter twin turbo motor that somebody had already built, and the car was fast before.
Yeah.
It was built as sort of an early drag car, show car. So apparently it went 1040s in the quarter mile it was, and made 600 wheel. But like I said, that motor was tired and it needed a full rebuild. And I just didn't want to spend the kind of money that you need to spend on air-cooled motors now to make 600, 650 wheel.
That being said, we have a LS swap in the back with a big turbo. Two turbos. So we're keeping it twin turbocharged.
Yeah. So a
couple more cylinders.
So yeah. So I love the twin turbo aspect of the car, but I didn't want to sort of spend all that money on air-cooled stuff. Not that I don't like air-cooled stuff, it's just old technology and it wasn't really where I wanted to play. Now this is a twin turbo LS6 base setup. Still uses a G50 trans, G50 with an LSD, so Porsche 5-speed transaxle. It's converted to drive-by-wire, controlled by Haltech Elite, big injectors, Turbonetics TNX 40s, you know.
The whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. So as it sits right now on pump gas, makes 600 wheel, 550 foot-pounds of torque.
And then the car weighs
2,700 pounds.
2,700 pounds with a better power to weight ratio than a new GT2 RS.
Yeah, if you do the math, that's kind of where the wheels come into play. It's just kind of poking fun at the GT cars of modern. I mean, obviously this is not one of those. I'm not for a second pretending that this is a modern GT car, but you know, it's my version of it.
So you get, I guess, there's a little bit of hate out there for those guys that are doing those kind of swaps, but
well, it's funny. It's not hate. Guys basically will just say, "Oh, it's not what I would have done."
Yeah.
However, I've never had anybody say that to my face, because when they see the car, they see the level of execution, they see the detail, they see what was required to make it happen.
Yeah.
Almost everybody that had that opinion recants and just says, "Okay, this thing's pretty cool."
it takes you a shift from first to second to realize how amazingly fast this car is too. So then interior, we got Recaro seats here, roll cage, prototypo steering wheel, and then we got the new technology with the digital display. You'll see everything comes up on there. But it's super clean. Even like this is like what a GT2 door would look like. Alcantara with the red stitching, the red door handles. Like this is like as good as it gets. When you look at it, it could be something that would almost look like a Porsche made a club sport version of the car almost, right? It's just so nice, and so it's exactly the way. It just,
not many creature comforts, basically just all business.
Yeah, all business is right. And can we take a look at the motor in the back?
I love you like la 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 la. I love you like la 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 la.
This motor would throw the weight ratio off of the car, but its actual exact weight ratio.
It's physically bigger, but this is all aluminum, this motor, so it actually doesn't weigh that much. I've had this car scaled, so it weighs 2,700 pounds with 37% nose weight, which is almost exactly what a Porsche of this generation would balance out at. It's incredibly stable. You know, it has all the characteristics of a 911, but nothing too scary.
I love it, man. Honestly, this is just everything that's right about driving a car, you know? Let's talk Augment wheels. Dan here had built this whole rim. The rims on my 996 turbo and the rims on a lot of other Porsches, Ferraris. So that's what he does. But these ones are really cool too, because you can see the center lock that actually works, and all designed in the whole concept from what you saw in your head out to finished product.
Once this car started to have a power to weight ratio of a GT2 RS, I thought, you know, it's kind of fun then to play on that modern kind of resto mod feel with a OEM looking wheel. So this is an 1819 stagger. I designed and developed a center lock adapter that looks like an OEM Porsche nut, but still retains a 5-volt PCD behind the scenes. So I get to kind of swap these on and off as I choose. Obviously, owning a wheel company, I've got multiple sets. You just flew into the tree.
Drone's in the tree.
Obviously, owning a wheel company, I've got, you know, multiple sets of wheels for this car, but this is just kind of the latest version of what I came up with, and surprisingly, I think it works pretty well on this chassis.
It works perfectly, in my opinion. It does everything that I think it's supposed to do as a GT2, like a 964 GT2, you know? It's just amazing. And all the little details that I don't know if the camera gets, but you got carbon fiber, carbon fiber, carbon fiber.
So
it's just everything.
These are here now because actually, like a modern GT car, you know, this car obviously generates a fair bit of heat. So I needed to cool this thing. Now that it's water cooled, this chassis was never designed to have anything under the front here, but now this car actually has 3 radiators under the front. These ducts, which, you know, in a traditional 964 setting would lead to brake cooling, these actually feed fresh air to radiators in under each one of the fenders. You know, even like a modern 911 or 991, because there's radiators in the front, you get a lot of heat under the front. These are just carbon fiber spill panels to just let some of that hot air evacuate.
So it's not just looks, it's got purpose.
No,
for
they
sure.
were
really
purposeful
helps.
because when I first started developing this car, this car would just boil the fuel. So you know, and it would die. So
It needed it.
fuel pumps don't work trying to pump vapor. They need liquid.
It's a feeling. Holy
Cue the 80s hair ballad there.
Yeah.
More than a feeling.
Yeah, more than a feeling is right. Bro, that was so insane. Like, oh my goodness. I can't even talk properly right now. I got like a high voice, like a teenager or something. So we're back at Augment Wheels. My heart is still pumping in my head somewhere. I can't describe to you. I'm not even gonna begin to try to describe to you what I just felt. Once in your lifetime, you need to get in a car like this where you feel every bit of the road, every bit of what's happening, and then have somebody hammer the gas and power shift those gears, and you are gonna feel something that you've never experienced in your life. I've experienced a lot of things, but that was a first for me today because I've never been in a car like that with that much power. Dan, thank you, man.
Pleasure.
That was, I'm gonna be giddy all day to the point where my wife is gonna be like, I haven't seen you smile like this since our wedding day kind of thing, you know? The cars nowadays, you cannot experience that. You can even the brand new 992 Turbo S, 2.5 seconds, 0 to 60, whatever it is, traction control, PDK shifts, apparently completely exhilarating, is not gonna feel like that. I guarantee it. I haven't been in it. I don't care what you say. This is a whole different experience.
Well, that thing will be badass. Well, it is badass, but it's different. It's different.
Just
to have an old analog car that, you know, rattles and creaks and bounces and smells, and, you know, but that's the real fun of it.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's what it's all about. That's what Life of Drive is all about, is these cars are meant to be driven, guys. If you buy one of these cars and it sits in your garage and you never drive it, it's a shame. That car hates you. I just want you to know that. I'm super glad you guys tuned in. You're here. If you enjoy it, please like, please subscribe. If you need some awesome custom rims for your car, Dan is the man to go to. Augment Wheels. I will put the link in the description, everything below. Check it out. He can make you whatever you want. This was the best purchase I ever made for this car, and it made my car the way it looks today, and I'm super happy about it. Make sure you tune in. Again, like, subscribe. We need those likes and subscribes to keep this going and having some fun, all right? We'll see you next time.